cross bun with, if you...
Oh my God, there's a crisis all over your beautiful designer jeans.
All over.
Easter, and for the less religious among us, that 4-day weekend is nearly upon us, Kamal. The food fest that is Easter. We love it. Now, which supermarket, however, should you be shopping in for your Easter treats this year?
We're joined by, she's right up there with King Arthur, the Telegraph's legendary food writer and critic, Xanthe Clay, who has taken on the mammoth and possibly quite enjoyable task of finding the best hot cross buns and chocolate eggs on the market.
Yummy. We're going to be trying all of her top picks, and somebody's got to do this very difficult job, and it falls to us, Kamal. We'll be discussing some rather unorthodox combinations. So it's not just your standard mini egg or cream egg. We're going to have a look at the diverse range of foods on display and on sale this Easter.
Camilla, 4-day weekend ahead. How does Easter go down in the Tomini household?
Well, I have described myself as a lapsed Catholic, so I don't do too much of the old worshipping, although my father would prefer me to be at church at this very sacred time for Christians everywhere. What I'm normally doing, to be perfectly honest, is munching down on Easter egg chocolate. I do love the consistency of Easter egg chocolate versus any other, and I mean the shell. I love that ritual, Xanthe, of getting the egg in the box, opening it up.
Huge amount of disappointment that it's far smaller than it looks.
Yeah, now I too cut my Easter egg with a knife. That's
No.
weird,
Wow.
isn't it?
That is
because
quite weird.
I like to have the two halves. I don't like this, the kids will just knock it on the table. There's bits
That's the
everywhere.
fun.
I like to be in control of the egg and how much of the egg I'm
You're
eating.
quite controlling, aren't you? Camilla, do you think that's the thing?
There's a phrase, isn't there? If a
Yes.
control freak loses control,
It is a lovely
all you're
time.
left with is a freak, Xanthe.
is.
And that's the problem. What are you going to be doing over Easter?
Well, this weekend, little shout out to my son Noah, who is 21, and we'll be having a big party for all his friends, and his mother Gemma and I will be making a short speech which probably everyone will hate. That's on Easter Saturday.
Wonderful. And Xanthe, I take it you're chucking a chicken in the oven. Your whole kitchen is decorated in a Meghan Markle style with beautiful pastel colours, little rabbits and chicks.
Homemade by
It is,
you.
and I always cook in full hair and makeup as well.
Yes.
Always.
Great. Glad to hear it.
I love Easter. It's just such a brilliant weekend for cooking. You've got 4 days. You can really get into doing some proper food. And also it's that time of year when you've got all those you've got the wild garlic is out, you've got baby shooting vegetables, you've got even the little nettles. I know it sounds mad, but nettle puree, delicious with lamb, really good. You just pick the very top bits, the tender tops of the nettles. Don't forget your marigolds, and then you just braise them and puree them and just rub it through a sieve, and it's so good.
That's what I'll be
What am
doing
I
all
talking
weekend,
about?
Camilla. Yes, that's what I'll be doing
We're not
in my
roasting
garden.
We're not roasting chickens. We're
Is it
roasting
not?
lamb. Why do
Is
I
it?
think...
I don't know what you eat for
Well,
Easter.
Is
No,
Easter a
that's-
chicken thing?
That's an interesting point because, I love lamb at Easter. It feels really special and right somehow. But a lot of people say you'd be better off having your lamb later in the year and that we should be having chicken or something now because, in fact, the spring lamb's probably not really ready yet. Because
good top
most of
tip.
the spring lamb won't be born until the spring, which is kind of now. So it's not ready to eat.
Poor little
I
lambs.
know.
But the thing
I
you don't
know,
want to
until
do-
later in the year.
They are tasty, but poor little things.
The thing you don't want to do, though, at Easter is get a bad chocolate egg or, even worse, a bad hot cross bun. What could be worse than that? I do love a hot cross bun
do
over the
I.
Easter weekend. So, luckily, Xanthe, in front of us is a veritable smorgasbord of chocolate eggs, hot cross buns,
Yep.
some frighteningly unorthodox. The chocolate croissant is already staring me in the face in a rather aggressive manner. But these are the things that you worked through, Xanthe. Let's go through a few of your favourites, and we're going to taste them as you go through the list.
Well, I had a couple of standouts. We're going to start with those.
Yes.
My favourite classic hot cross bun, and this was the winner by a country mile, was Russell, the Marks and Spencer's collection hot cross bun. And this is like almost got a brioche dough. It was just so good. And I tell you, at home when I do these tastings, you can imagine the table is covered, in this case, with something like 36 different hot cross buns. And after I finish, the family descend looking hopeful. And I can tell you the only buns that got completely finished and wiped out were these ones, these M&S
Let's have a
collection
go
ones.
with them.
And they
Let's
are
have a go.
so
Now, are they
good.
traditional, Xanthe?
Yeah, they're pretty
Okay,
traditional.
good.
They've got quite a rich dough, so maybe it's a bit richer than some people would have. But they've got loads of fruit, and they're just so delicate and beautiful spicing. I don't know how to do this.
Now, Xanthe,
Well,
would
we
you
can't
tell us
toast
how
this,
to
unfortunately.
prepare the best hot cross bun? Grill, butter, any other
I think
accompaniments?
for me,
Good,
absolute
Camilla?
best
Camilla's
is
liking it.
under
Lovely.
the grill.
Under the grill.
Rather than in a toaster. I mean, a toaster's fine, but actually, ideally, I think you just toast the cut edge and the uncut edge stays soft.
nice and doughy.
Because also, if you toast the top, most of them have got sticky syrup on the top, and they'll just burn. It's not a good look. So I would break them open, and actually, if you can, rather than using a knife, it's always better to try and ease them apart with your fingers, because then you get this lovely craggy top, which will go
Yes.
more crunchy and delicious.
So some currants, some sweet spices in there.
My only criticism of this is it comes in a packet of 2.
Yeah.
Which is indulgent, isn't it? I mean, at the end of the day, your hot cross buns should really be coming in packets of 4, or if you get the little ones, 6. I don't know if I believe in the little ones.
Oh, well, these ones are extra big.
They
these
are
ones
big.
that come
Ah.
in 2, so you could
Yeah.
probably manage with just half. You could split
They
it
are
between
burger
4.
bun sized.
They are.
And do add butter once
Yes.
toasted.
Oh my
Yes,
God, I can't believe you're
100%.
even
Oh, you would
asking
100%. All right, so yeah.
I
yeah,
add
yeah.
butter. I literally add butter to practically everything.
I mean, I
Gotta
could
slap it on, yeah.
I could also go down the clotted cream route. You know,
Oh.
wouldn't be against
Hang
that.
on,
God.
hang on a doggone second there, Xanthe. You may be
Radical.
legendary, but clotted cream are for scones.
No, hot cross bun and a big fat slab of clotted cream.
It sounds like a great
That
idea.
sounds a great idea. Any jam on a hot cross
Not
bun?
for me.
Oh,
Too
my
sweet.
kids like jam on it, but then again, they'd have jam on anything.
But if it was a bit of a boring hot cross bun, and we've all been there, you know, you've bought the ones which, and there are quite a lot of quite boring ones out there.
Right.
I think a bit of marmalade would be rather good.
Lovely.
So that's your M&S collection fruited hot cross buns.
Yes.
5 stars from Xanthe. Run us through some of the others with slightly more adventurous descriptions.
Well, we had a few of the supermarkets are doing chocolate hot cross buns, and M&S again is doing one, but I
Okay. You're
particularly
grimacing.
A
like.
little
Kay,
bit.
what's
I'm quite a
wrong?
traditionalist, Camilla.
But you
know,
like chocolate, don't you?
I do love
Well,
chocolate. Chocolate is chocolate.
what I
hot
like-
cross buns are hot cross buns.
Right,
You know,
okay.
it's men and men, women and women. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah, yeah.
it's all the same.
Executive order.
What
from
I
Kamal.
like about these, hush you two, what I like about these is that because they've got little chocolate chips in, they look a bit like currants, don't they? So they
Yes.
kind of look right, even though they're dark because they're chocolate. And inside, they are really chocolatey. All those chocolate drops melt. And these are, you know how often you get something that's just brown?
No, do you want to try? Oh, you
Yeah,
know what it
you
tastes
don't-
like.
don't-
but-
don't just-
But you gave it a very good. Which are the chocolate ones?
gonna
Are they
go
on
on.
here? What?
Yeah, they
I'm
should
going to
be
get to this
Yeah,
first
get
because
to
you,
this.
you think this is a
I
bad
did give them a
idea.
good
I'm
mark.
wondering if it's a good idea.
But actually, when you
So sorry,
toast them, they go
Xanthe,
all
which are
melty and
these?
squidgy.
These are M&S again.
No,
Chocolate.
these are Waitrose.
Oh, Waitrose
I
chocolate,
really
yes,
like
okay.
Waitrose ones.
Oh my
M&S ones
God.
were very good as well. But you know how often you get something that's
stars.
dark brown and it says it's chocolate, and you see the dark brown, then you get really excited about it being chocolatey, and it doesn't taste of chocolate at all. These are not that thing. These are.
These are nice.
That would
so
be really nice
chocolatey.
toasted, wouldn't it?
Sorry.
The
Can
chocolate
I-
would melt, wouldn't it, slightly?
Can I just point out to
Like
the
a warm
audience, we
brioche.
don't have a toaster in here.
No, sorry.
For health and safety reasons, we shouldn't really be toasting in the Daily Tea studio. So that is why we haven't toasted them. But I tell you what, those chocolate chips melted.
With a
They
bit
are
of butter.
so
Smothered in
squidgy.
Oh my God! Just imagine putting butter on and Nutella.
But actually, the other thing I would do with these is for like a casual Easter lunch pudding. So you've got kids running around, you want to give them something they can eat with their hands. One of these toasted a big wodge of vanilla ice cream in the middle, slap it closed, ice cream
Out you go.
burger. Magic.
Pick some nettles for your soup at the same time with your marigolds. Perfect. You gave the Waitrose Belgian chocolate hot cross buns 4 stars.
So I might just talk now about one that perhaps wasn't quite such a success. And that would be, it's M&S again, juicy blueberry.
Oh, those sound nice. It's like a
They
do
muffin.
sound nice.
It's a
But-
muffin hot cross bun mash-up.
But they're kind of like grey in the middle.
This is not the collection then style. This is the more or less
no.
straightforward. Straightforward.
Communal
brand.
garden.
Yes.
And they
areas, aren't
taste weird, like blueberry sweeties or something. You know, like I'm not saying they have
It
got
smells like blueberries.
those in, but
Um,
they're just not really hot cross buns, are they?
what's going on here?
They are
What
a
is
bit
this?
muffiny, aren't they, Camilla? To be honest.
Yes, it's like a blueberry
It's
muffin.
like eating a muffin.
It's
I
not
don't
my
mind
thing.
it.
I don't mind those, actually. Those, so far, for me, are the winners. But anyway, I am not
Oh.
legendary
I know,
like
the
Xanthe,
original
so
one, yeah.
I'm just going to leave it there.
And more controversially still, we had from Asda tiramisu hot cross buns. Now, tiramisu is like one of the flavours of the season.
Is it
it's
tiramisu, Xanthe? Is that how you pronounce it? I would say tiramisu.
Oh, well, I don't know. Tiramisu.
Is it like
This is like-
microwavy?
Tiramisu. I think it's tiramisu, maybe.
Okay, any Italians in the
Tiramisu.
audience, do write to us, the Daily T at telegraph.co.uk, about how you pronounce tiramisu.
Anyway, when I saw these, I thought that they were just sounded dreadful.
They do sound
but
awful.
Colour me a believer. I am converted. They don't really taste of tiramisu, whatever we're calling it, but they do taste quite nice. I think they've got a bit of kind of coffee going on, a bit of chocolate.
They're quite spongy.
Yes.
Spongy.
I think, and that little
Is
bit of
that a
bitterness from the
chocolate chip
coffee
as well? Yeah, hang on.
actually cuts the sweetness, and I think they're quite good, but maybe not that much like tiramisu.
I think they do taste like tiramisu.
They're quite close to those chocolate chip ones, actually, aren't they? I can't taste much of the tiramisu, no,
I
but
can
you're
taste
right.
some coffee in
But
there.
in coffee, you can taste the coffee in there. I think those
Not
are a
bad.
nice thing, and they've got
Yep.
no raisins in, and lots of people don't like raisins.
What's wrong
And
with
those
these
are-
people? Honestly.
Those are Asda tiramisu hot cross buns, 4 stars. Is that right?
Yeah, and
that's good.
I'm very pro those. And then one more is.
Oh, I don't know if I want you.
cheesy
I don't know
ones.
if I want to do this. I saw
Cheesy.
these on the table and I thought
Well,
savoury hot
let's-
cross
let's-
buns.
give it
Savoury
a
hot
go.
cross buns are a thing, and if I have a prediction for next year, it's going to be a lot of savoury hot cross buns. I think next year we're going to see hot cross buns with chorizo in,
Oh, for
hot cross buns with
goodness
leeks in. We're going to. You're looking a bit queasy
A
there.
bit there.
I'm quite pro these cheesy
Okay.
buns because they're really just a cheesy bun with a bit of an Easter spin, and I can really imagine toasting one of these.
I do like a cheese scone,
Yeah,
Camilla.
stuffing
What
it
do you
with
think of a cheese
watercress.
scone? I do like a cheese scone.
One of
I
these-
don't like mixing.
Mixing.
I don't like scones with savoury or croissants with ham and cheese in.
Really?
No, I like to keep sweet in one.
But these aren't
aisle.
sweet. These are savoury. They're cheesy.
So these are
I know, but it's a
Morrison's.
sweet premise.
These are
No,
Mor-
these
oh,
are
no.
actually the M&S ones.
Oh, these are
which
M&S,
are a little
right.
bit heavier and squidgier than the Morrison ones. The Morrison's ones are lighter and fluffier, and I think are really good as well.
I don't know what I'm thinking.
But one of these toasted with a bowl of tomato soup,
Yes,
I am
don't
very
mind,
here
actually.
for that.
Oh,
you know.
But
that's
I
not a
think-
bad shout, Xanthe. I love the
think
way that you
stepping-
put these foods into reality. Actually, with a tomato soup, you may be onto something.
But a hot cross bun should stay in its lane, I think.
That's what I
It's
mean.
a sweet, traditional Easter bun.
Mm.
And all these extra things, I always slightly confuse the palate. No?
They're not bad, but they're
They're not bad,
good.
actually.
I'm
eating them.
I'm
in it.
okay with it. I think it's a bit of fun, but some of them are not that much fun. So there were quite a lot. There was
Do we
one,
have- sorry, go
one
on.
with rhubarb, which
Oh,
was
no.
just weird. And some of the lemony ones, I've got a lemony one here, are just sort of, they've got lemon curd in, but it's just this kind of weird gobbets inside.
Oh, like
no.
a donut. Like a sort of donut look.
Let's see this. Oh, that
So-
looks very
The one I was
manufactured.
most excited by, Xanthe, that you gave 5 stars to was the Waitrose #1.
Oh.
Apricot and stem ginger
Oh, this
hot
is a
cross buns.
cracker. I love this.
They look quite exciting.
Now, even though that's a bit of a funky flavour, I suppose, it kind of feels
What do you
within the right spirit, doesn't it? Because it's
The
dried
lemon one.
fruit.
Camilla's having the lemon one. It's quite sharp, is it, Camilla?
It's, it's quite tangy, that one.
I'm having to close one eye to eat it. No, I'm not sure.
Those are actually the M&S ones, which are quite good. That some of the other supermarkets, they've obviously all gone to the same manufacturer, and they've got these funny little gobbets of white chocolate flavoured with lemon curd or something inside.
I do love
and it's not
lemon
nice.
curd.
But
My
that one's quite
grandmother always made homemade lemon curd whenever we went down on holiday. She lived in Torquay. And when you arrived, there'd always be jars of delicious lemon curd, which you'd put on more or less anything. The chicken, the lamb,
Yeah, the
anything you were eating, you put lemon curd on it. So I do like this. This is reminiscent of my family Easter holidays.
Lovely. I mean,
But
it's not too
try
bad.
this one. This is the apricot and ginger.
This is the daddy,
And I
is
think-
it?
I
Or the
think
mummy,
that
I
is
should
a
say.
absolute
Oh, ginger
Stormer.
and apricot. There we are. This is the one you want. Look, have all that. Look at that. Oh no!
No?
Oh no! Our first
This
impression
has
of
got
that.
5 stars.
Our first
it's-
impression of that is poor. Hang on a minute.
Oh, do you not like the ginger? Like there's lots of stem ginger in there and stuff.
Do you know what? This reminds me of being pregnant, where I could only really eat ginger nuts because I felt quite sick.
Ah,
And now I just
bad association.
I'm not
PTSD.
sure.
No, I hear you.
A little bit.
Yeah, can't go back to that. But you were talking about the ham and cheese croissant and putting savoury and sweet together. And there is a bit of a thing for putting savoury things inside your hot cross bun, which I am quite pro.
So,
I think.
Xanthe, if I have to buy one packet of any of these, which would you say? Just you've only got one choice.
Oh,
The
you'd
end of
buy,
the world is approaching. One choice.
you'd buy the M&S, the collection ones.
Would you?
Camilla, which of the
But
this
they're
pile
the
of half-eaten,
but that's
which would you
really
go for?
interesting because they are the conventional
Oh, yeah,
ones,
because
and you
at the
can
end, if-
reinvent the wheel. But at the end of the day, you just
It's a
need a
wheel.
wheel. Before we conclude,
Sorry.
there's one you haven't included, and as an egg aficionado, Xanthe, I would like to try these. They're dippy egg hot cross bun. I don't know what we think about this.
I'm not sure what it means, to be honest. Xanthe, what does it mean, a dippy egg?
Well, it means a kind of little mini chocolate hot cross bun with, if you...
Oh
sorry.
my God,
Oh
there's a
my
crisis all over your beautiful designer jeans.
all over
no, it's
my Marks and
Okay.
Spencer's jeans. Yeah.
Okay.
But inside, it's
Sorry,
like
sorry, audience, you probably just you had to take out your earpods there.
Sorry.
it's like a naked cream egg inside.
It's a cream egg hot cross bun. Jesus, give us a go on that.
That is
Wow.
relatively nauseous in description.
And in the meantime, one of the producers will get you
So,
some kind
Xanthe,
of
where
cleaning
are
agent.
these from?
These are Marks
from
and Spencer's
Marks
again.
and Spencer's. So they've got a cream egg in. That is a
It's like, but
is
without
that
the
not a
chocolate shell.
walking heart
It's like
attack?
a poached cream egg
That
inside
is
your hot cross
really
bun.
sweet. Good
It's-
God.
You need a cup of tea with this, definitely.
Oh, good
I
lord!
think you might need a pint with it. I mean, it's so sweet.
I think having had a few pints might be a good start. Yes, it's you.
Good boy.
And
Yeah,
then-
that's the kind of thing that you have late at night when you've come back from an all-night session. That you just...
And if you finish your mum's ouzo in the back of the cupboard, you think, I know, well, I'll have a hot cross bun with a cream egg in the middle.
Wow. So your favourite was which one?
My favourite was the lemon curd ones because it's just so reminiscent of my family holidays. So I did like, I think, the M&S lemon curd ones the best, but I am a traditionalist. So if I had to buy just one packet, it would be the M&S collection traditionals. Camilla?
Nice. I think probably I would agree. I mean, the chocolate ones weren't as awful as I thought they would be. I kind of agree on lemon curd, although it was literally slightly like sucking on a lemon. Yeah, I think if in doubt, go traditional. That's it's boring, but it's safe.
I think
Safe
your
food.
first hot cross buns should be traditional.
How do you do a taste test?
When I'm doing my taste tests, I do them at home and I get all the products and then I get somebody to help them. That's usually my husband or my daughter. It's usually somebody in the family. It might be someone else. And they will take everything out of its packet. So it's completely, there's nothing on it that could help me know what that product is. And they will all be labelled from A to Z. And sometimes I've got 30 samples. So they start going to AA, BB, CD, CC, DD, and so on. And then if my daughter's setting it up, she's a real meanie and she does doubles. So she'll make sure that some things are in twice.
Oh.
So I can check that I am spotting what's the same. That's mean, isn't it? But, you know, she likes to keep me on my toes. And then I will literally go through each one, making notes as I go. And if they need to be toasted, they'll be toasted. If they need to be cooked, it's according to the packet instructions. You know, we try and do it really honestly. And then when I've given them all scores, I'll then sort them into all the ones that got 1, all the ones that got 2, all the ones that got 3, and so on. And then I retaste them against each other, so I can say that all the 3s are of a similar standard and all the 4s are of a similar standard, and so on.
It's
and
like
then
sort of
move them around.
NASA
It's
has come to
complex.
your home. Because I would think, on MasterChef, I always worry about the third and fourth chef that is giving the meal to the reviewers, often William Sitwell, that by the third meal, you're sort of full and a bit sick of it.
over
So
it,
how Xanthe, do you stop yourself thinking, not the 18th Easter egg to be tasted? Do you have to have a glass of water, a little break between each of them? Or do you just push your way through it?
I do have a glass of water, but you know, it's you learn to kind of just think things through and not think about, oh, I'm hungry and what do I feel like, but just really I intellectualise it, I suppose.
And we're going to start with this bad boy. I tell you why, because we came into the studio this morning and we thought to ourselves, I'm sorry, but what again? The wheel is being reinvented, Xanthe.
It's very pale.
It's that blonde chocolate, isn't
But
it?
I'm
That sort of
pleased.
caramel
I'm
chocolate.
pleased to see that. Sometimes I see things that look really dark chocolate. It's just too grown up for me.
No, actually, I love a bit of blonde chocolate.
Here we go.
I
Georgia
agree.
has come
Well
in
done,
with
thank you.
the plates.
Right,
Thank you.
let's-
Like that, do you?
With a hammer. No, go on.
Okay. That didn't work.
That
Tim.
is resisting.
That is resistant. A knife has arrived.
knife.
Camilla Tomedy, you can try with a knife.
God almighty.
Okay.
Oh, dear. Dear
This is what it's like living with Camilla Xanthe, that she actually cuts. She's the only person I know in the world who cuts up her Easter croissants, her Easter eggs
I'm just
with
so-
a knife.
I'm
laughing
so
at you
impressed.
Okay.
attacking this with a pair of scissors. Good God.
It's
I
quite
tell you
thick,
what, this
isn't
hasn't
it?
even been... What do we think about
Wow.
keeping Easter eggs in the fridge, by the way? Or do
No,
we like
chocolate's
room
gotta be-
temperature?
Room
Chocolate has to
Oh
be,
no,
otherwise it
cold
doesn't melt.
chocolate's
Choc-
bad.
Oh, it
It's-
smells a
does-
bit weird, this.
Okay, right,
Right,
let's-
Xanthe.
well done,
Hang on,
Camilla.
there we are. Here we
Okay,
are.
here we
Let me
go.
just hand you a little slice of that. Let's
So
all
this is
eat it together.
this is the Waitrose. Have you tried
can
this
have a
then,
bit.
Xanthe?
Have a bit
I
with-
haven't. No, I'm really
Okay.
Is that
excited.
an adequate piece?
I think so.
Right, hang on.
Well, it's that sort of you remember Karamak
Popcorn.
bars? It's Karamak bars,
That's
isn't it?
it.
And
I
I
used to love a
love Karamak bars, so I'm very up for this.
It's like popcorn or something in
It's
it.
nice. Yeah, it's got that Caramac feel.
Could you
What
eat
is
a whole
that? Is
one?
that caramelized sugar in there? Is that what makes it a Caramac?
Yeah.
I think it is.
Wouldn't that be really sickly, though? This is one that you have to have. This is the other joy of the
You've got to have
chocolate
tea.
egg.
This is the
well, I
daily
think you
tea.
keep one going for quite a few days, don't you? I know kids don't. Once I've
I
opened it
don't.
with a knife.
No, once I've gone in,
Yeah,
I'm
but
in.
we know you eat bloody Charlie Bigham's for two. For one, you've already made your confessions about how much you eat in any given sitting, which is astonishing
I
considering
eat
how
what's in
slim
front
you
of me.
are.
Maybe I was brought up in the Second World War or something. I
I
don't
don't
know. But if
know.
it's in front of me, I'll keep eating it until
All
someone
right.
takes it away.
So that's quite. What
That
do we
is
give
nice.
that?
I must admit,
What are
that
we
is
giving
nice.
that?
That
It's
is nice.
really sweet, and it
Very
you know,
sweet.
and it
But it's an
arguably it
Easter
is a
egg.
bit sickly, but actually I kind of love it, and it's
I
just
must
and
admit,
it's
that
got these
Waitrose-
little crunchy bits in, a bit like bits of cornflakes, but I suppose they're meant to be croissant. But actually, I quite like that texture.
Out of 5?
4.
Well, then solid 4. Yeah.
I'm going to go 3. It's a bit too sickly for my liking. Can you explain to us, Xanthe, this obsession that has recently built up over Dubai chocolate? Because we did try and get the M&S pistachio egg, 20 quid. By the way, how much is this one? That's £15.
Ooh,
Pricing.
it's quite a lot. It is very thick chocolate, though. To be
I know,
fair.
but 15 quid for... Well, it's gone mad. Come on, Broken Britain.
You can
This
make it
is-
yourself, couldn't you?
Well, I don't know. No, of course I could.
You could give someone a croissant.
I could give
Just
someone a
give them a
croissant.
croissant, yeah.
But the
And a
M&S
Karamak bar.
pistachio
M&S, yeah.
egg we tried to get hold of, and it was completely sold out on the back of this revolution around pistachio-flavoured chocolate from Dubai. Explain it, Xanthe.
Well, pistachio's been everywhere for the last few months. You know, there's been pistachio tiramisu, which is like melding the other big trend at the moment, which is tiramisu flavour. But this chocolate bar, made by a very small supply in Dubai and just delivered, it's not sold in the shops, you have to buy it from Deliveroo or whatever, has gone absolutely mad because there have been people on TikTok and Instagram filming themselves eating it, and it's very squelchy, and all the pistachio filling squelches out, and they've all got beautiful manicures, and it all looks very sexy, and so that it's gone mad, and everyone is crazy to get these Dubai chocolate bars. And what they have is a pistachio filling, but also a bit like this Waitrose croissant egg. They've got crunchy bits of kataifi pastry, which is that sort of pastry that looks a bit like shredded wheat.
yes, that you'd have in
mixed
baklava.
That you'd have in
So it's very
baklava,
Middle East,
exactly.
isn't it? Pistachio as a food type, both in savoury and sweet food.
Yeah.
And a lot of it is coming from there, yeah.
Yeah.
And you're dressed as a pistachio today with your jumper.
It is a
So
good bit
it's
pistachio.
perfect.
Yeah.
It is. But
Can I-
sadly, we couldn't get hold of one, so we can't give it 5
Yeah, well-
stars or 1 star.
Although-
Have you
well-
had one, Xanthe?
I haven't had the Dubai one. That Lindt are doing one now, which looks a bit skinny and mean to me, actually. But there's also Lidl are doing one, because the Lindt one costs a tenner, but Lidl are doing one for $3.99, which looks a bit
And have
more
you
like
tried
right
the
thing.
M&S one?
the
egg?
egg.
M&S collection?
No,
No, we can't
it
get hold of that.
flew out of the
Well,
shop.
at M&S,
before I
if you're
could get it.
listening, well, we know you're listening because, of course, we have millions of listeners. But M&S, we would love to see and maybe even taste one of your extra thick pistachio and milk chocolate eggs.
Could I just flag something though? Expensive doesn't necessarily mean better.
No.
Because William Sitwell tried a £24.44 per 100-gram egg, and it only scored 2 stars. If this is Easter, I want my money back. And that was an egg which was produced by a company called Pump Street. Now, on that subject, I have in my hands an egg by Newhouse, which is spelled Neuhaus. So you can see what they're doing there. It's a little bit like the Jaguar rebrand, possibly slightly too cool for school. And I've got to be honest, it's beautifully packaged. It's got a ribbon around it. It looks, frankly, quite mumsy, if I can use that word. It's the kind of egg that somebody would look at and think, well, I'll give this to a sophisticated working woman and hope that I get a positive reaction.
Let me give it to you
Yeah.
as a sophisticated working woman.
Do you know
Camilla, here's
what?
my gift to you.
I'd take the mini egg one every time, but I'm a cheap date and I have no taste. That doesn't look appealing to me, Xanthe.
I think what really puts me off about that, and I agree, it looks incredibly
I'm gonna
dated
open it.
somehow, but have you looked at what it says on the bottom? It says something like milk chocolate with inclusions.
What does that even mean?
What does that even mean?
Is
It sounds
it
like something that happens
Is
at the
that-
dentist.
Right, here we are.
Certainly
This is
foreign, Xanthe, that's for sure.
Foreign.
Yeah,
This
foreign
is the
word.
Poirot's favourite
So it's very
egg.
dark,
Oh, blimey. It's a serious egg.
but it has got
isn't
some
it?
inclusions, hasn't it? So it's got a sort of dark sheen and it's got some bits in it, yes.
Yeah, it's got a nice shine to it. That looks like well-tempered chocolate.
Shall I?
I think with a knife,
We
yes.
could try
I
you
won't,
doing
I won't
it again.
try, I won't try
Don't-
the
don't
hammer
want-
the hammer situation.
Don't want anyone to be
No.
killed.
Oh, that's cleaner, isn't it? That's
Yes,
better
it
than the
is.
croissant.
Oh,
Now, like you, Camilla, I don't know what you think
Oh,
to dark
sugar.
chocolate, Xanthe, but like you, Camilla, when I see something that is dark chocolate, I'm also a cheap date, and I
Oh, I
do
can
love
smell
a
it.
dairy milk chocolate.
Xanthe,
You know, every day of the
fill your
week.
boots.
Do you prefer a dark chocolate? Are you more sophisticated than Camilla and me?
I have to say, some dark chocolate is very good, but no, secretly, yeah, I'm a milk chocolate person. And I always think of that thing that the food writer Ruby Tando said. She said, all those people who say, oh, I just need one little square of dark chocolate and then I'm done. That's because dark chocolate's disgusting, and so they don't want any more.
So right. I defy anybody listening or watching this to have just one piece of a Yorkie bar.
not
It
possible.
doesn't happen.
It's not possible.
Or just one chocolate button.
Or just to
I'm
have
sorry,
one Yorkie bar? I think you have to have two
this
Yorkie bars.
is disgusting. And I'm having no more of it. It's
Oh
absolutely...
no, I wouldn't say that. I think it's got quite a nice sort of tang to it. It's not too sweet. I actually
like-
don't mind that.
That's
Actually,
terrible.
Xanthe?
I think it is too sweet, actually,
Oh,
for
right.
me. I think this is... it's a lot of sugar in this dark chocolate. It might not have milk in. And it's got that sort of weird texture of sort of
Yeah.
cheap
Yeah.
chocolate biscuits in a canteen.
Yeah, it's
kind
like
of.
chocolate-covered muesli. It's just not great.
Right, I didn't mind that too much. Okay,
All
so
right, well,
anyway,
fill
new
your
house.
boots.
Anyway, I'll just
Leave that mini egg one with me.
I'll just sit here, just
No,
being the
I'm
slight
moving back to the
promoter of that
croissant.
egg.
Yeah, the croissant one is better.
croissant one is better.
Shall we move on to the kiddie eggs? Because first of all, why don't we do a taste test between your classic Cadbury's Dairy Milk and then the equivalent that I think has been produced by Aldi, Dairy Fine. That is Aldi's own range, isn't it? The boxes look similar. I would imagine the Aldi egg is actually much cheaper, but can it stand the taste test? So
Not
look
looking.
away, because
Okay.
I'm going to just prep. I'm prepping 2 pieces of chocolate. Bear with me, please. You two talk among yourselves while you're not looking at me. Here we are. Oh, hello. There's a little dairy milk bar in that one. Love that. Do we like our treat to be inside the egg?
Yes.
Yes, I think we do.
But we also often have had complaints that you buy an Easter egg which says it has a certain type of chocolate inside it, like Maltesers, and you break it open and it's literally got like 4 Maltesers,
Yeah,
not
it's
like
not
a
on.
full
That's
packet,
not
or
Yeah.
has it got
on.
many buttons
It's got
in it.
4 Maltesers in a really sad little transparent
Yes,
bag.
it doesn't
Yeah.
really work. You imagine it to be abundant, and you imagine
Yeah.
you're going to crack into it, and there's going to be lots and lots of Maltesers bursting out. But actually, it's very small and a little bit disappointing.
Do you remember
Which is-
those? Sorry, go
Well,
on.
I was just going to say, which is why I think these eggs with inclusions, so the eggs with bits of the whatever it is mixed into the shell, is a good thing, because then at least you feel you're not just getting some generic egg,
Yes.
you know, with a
Yes.
tube of Smarties chucked in the bottom, you know.
Do you remember the eggs of yesteryear? Like the Yorkie egg would be a little truck. Do you remember that? Was that just a little personal experience?
No,
of
very
mine?
vaguely, but I do think I do remember it. But that could just be me making it up.
Yeah, it could just be a confusing dream and reality again. Right, now, This is going to be so obvious because we all know what the Cadbury's looks like. This
Okay,
is tricky, actually. It doesn't
I'm not
quite...
going to look. You're just going to put
Okay.
one
Okay,
piece
yeah,
on
go
each
on,
hand.
Okay, one piece
Same
on each
here,
hand.
same here.
Okay, good. Right, close your eyes then.
So now left hand is put
Yeah.
put one in left and one in right.
Well, I can say straight away, one of them's really skinny and one of them's much fatter.
I'm just going to eat this.
So my left hand. Are you doing it with your eyes closed, Xanthe?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to do it with my eyes closed. The left one. I'm having the left one, Xanthe. You?
No, she's had the right one. No,
I'm having the thin one.
Yep, okay.
My left one, Camilla, I think is the dairy milk.
But it's got poppy dust in. It's got popping dust in this one.
Camilla, am I correct?
Yes, you are.
Yes. You just cannot miss dairy milk. It's the favourite thing ever.
God, it's nice.
Let's try Aldi.
Yeah, the thicker one is the dairy milk.
I know. To be fair, the consistency is completely different. But
It's that kind of funny sort of. It's quite velvety, isn't it? That texture.
But shall we just discuss this? Much cheaper than the new house egg. This is a loaded chocolate shell, so it's got the bits and pieces in it. But just by comparison, sorry, we're going to just have a little bit more of that. Is it just plain nicer, this Aldi children's egg with bits and pieces in, than this posh egg that costs literally 5 times more?
But this is milk chocolate, unlike the new
I know,
house.
but I'm just making the point. Isn't it just nicer?
Oh, it's lovely. I'd eat that.
It's got little... Pardon? Oh my goodness, it's literally popping candy in the mouth. Love that. So let's give the price comparisons here. So the Aldi one for 180 grams worth of egg is £3.99. I mean, I think with the popping candy element of that, a child would be very, very happy with that indeed. And then the dairy milk one, so it's a standard dairy milk egg with a bar of dairy milk in it. Again, the bar of dairy milk has got popping candy. That's £8.
Vicar.
That is too much. It's not even a massive giant egg, is it? Look, they're the
I
same
don't like-
size.
But
I
also-
don't like chocolate with stuff with bits in it.
Oh, hello.
Oh, I'm quite up for chocolate
No,
with bits in it.
It ruins the dairy
Should we
milk.
just have a bit of their popping
Yeah,
candy?
because
there?
actually
Have a look.
the
This takes
actual
me back to school having the poppy candy in the back of your throat.
Yeah.
Quite fun, isn't it?
This is the dairy milk popping candy bar. It's not quite as poppy as the other.
I'm not getting any pop at all. That's
I'm sorry, but that isn't worth £8.
it's got a
worth
little
about
bit of crunch.
£4.
That's
Oh,
lovely.
it's
No,
starting.
it's starting now.
Yeah, there's a bit going on.
Yeah.
But it's not nearly as much fun as the Aldi one.
Now, finally, this isn't really a blind taste test. This is just the egg that was chosen by the children who tasted the eggs. So they went through all of them, and this is the one, Xanthe, that they said was the favourite. Look at its little face.
It's very sweet. It's
It's
sort of
like in the vein of kind of Japanese cartoon design with a little kind of emoji face on this egg, and it's called an ice cream egg.
You know what it looks like? Do you remember those toys called Weebles that wobble and they
Yes.
don't fall
Don't
over?
fall
It's a
down.
Weeble.
That's what it is.
And
it's
who
not
makes this?
conventional. This
Dairy-
is again Aldi.
Oh, this is Aldi, is that right?
And look at, and it was designed by a child. So it's got a mixture of chocolate in it. Let's just grab that plate.
And again, it looks
It's
like
that blonde
sort of
chocolate,
blonde
which is the
chocolate
same
again.
as the croissant.
I'm
But it's
gonna
rather
have to-
prettier than the croissant.
Have to break this little guy. Nothing in the middle of it, I don't think.
No, that's fine. I
And
don't mind
basically,
that.
it's called an ice cream egg because it resembles an ice cream, but I think is also going to have a little bit of a kind of perhaps
Ice cream taste.
an ice cream vibe to it. Oh, I can smell that. Yes, again, very caramelly.
Yes, it's got the Caramac vibe, I think, Xanthe.
Oh,
Do
God.
Caramacs still exist, or did they get discontinued?
I think they've been discontinued, which is very disappointing.
What's happening to the world?
Like Spangles, they should bring it back.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that is sweet. It's got ice cream. It does taste like ice cream.
Blimey O'Reilly.
It tastes like an ice cream cone, doesn't it?
That is
I don't
very
know
sweet.
if I like that. I mean,
Don't
it's
mind it,
very much a
very
child's
sweet.
taste.
Golly, yeah.
Now, this is slightly more expensive than the Curious Inventions popping candy Aldi egg. This one is $5.99. Do we think that's good value or not?
I think that's fair enough because actually making these fancy shapes with the little face on and the little pink thing, that's much more expensive.
Although
That's-
it's got no gear inside it.
I quite like that. I quite like that cone taste. It's very sweet, though. Golly.
It's very sweet, but I think it's very clever. It's cute. And again, it's got that crunchy texture, a bit like the croissant.
So, Xanthe, if you could buy one of these, to hell with... Oh, no, we've got to do the cream egg, the classic. Just buy a cream egg.
Right. Finally, let's just crack open a cream egg because they're here. I appreciate that. I literally don't know if I can get this down, but shall we just
Let's give it a go.
rediscover the magic? Something
One of our executives, Caroline, our head of news, said at the conference this morning, when she used to buy a big cream egg Easter egg, she always hoped that it was just a huge cream egg
Giant cream
full of fondant.
And isn't it a bit disappointing?
Exactly.
It's
When
not?
she said it's always disappointing when it isn't.
Yeah.
How do you eat yours, Kamal?
Straight from the top.
Right. Have you ever put one in whole?
No.
Chewed down on it. Xanthe's doing the same.
Yeah.
Could I have a spoon for mine? No, I'm just kidding.
And then you lick it out.
This is an egg I do not cut with a knife. That
No.
would be literally the mark
That'd be
of
true.
a serial killer.
And then you lick out the fondant.
Yeah, hang on.
This has been how long have these been around, Xanthe? Do you have any idea? It must be decades because
Oh,
they were
decades and
around when
decades.
we were kids.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
I don't know. 50 years maybe. I'm not sure.
I mean,
must
the
be coming up
the
for some.
joy of them. They're just so good.
They are there's something about them. It is like a bucket and spade, isn't it? Something about them just is
It's very nostalgic.
redolent of family
It's-
holidays.
It's not my
etc.,
thing.
etc.
It is
Too sweet for you, Xanthe.
It's
Yeah.
just wow.
too much.
Wow,
So
I'm
much.
buzzing. I'm buzzing.
Let's end on this note. I mean, maybe it's a negative note, but let's just do it anyway. Food inflation, Xanthe. I mean, is it going to be a pretty expensive Easter for people, do you think? Because this whole idea that inflation's down to between 2 and 3%, not in the supermarket, it isn't.
It is going to be expensive, and of course the newly minted trade wars are not going to help at all. I shouldn't think. Yeah, it's difficult for people. I have noticed that the Aldi and Lidl, the discounters, are putting their veg on special offer. So they've got 15p bags of veg, which is a great deal. And I know that a lot of the farmers worry that this undervalues fruit and veg. But even though the supermarkets themselves are absorbing the price cut, so it's not that they're paying the farmers less. But I think, honestly, fruit and vegetables need to be cheaper. There's a lot of kids who literally their families can't afford to buy fruit
Yes.
and vegetables because it's cheaper to buy a packet of custard creams than it is to buy an apple.
Which
So,
is insane.
um,
One positive consequence of Trump's tariffs, that we're not going to be subjected to as much ghastly American chocolate, Kamal, perhaps.
Thank goodness for that.